Good morning and welcome back to another video. It is Sunday. I haven't posted a video in a while. I've been gone for last month for work. So I've been only coming home on the weekends and trying to get yard work done. I just haven't had time to make any videos. So what I'm going to be doing today is I got the Cougar out. My wife's been hounding me to get this dash cluster, the new one in anyway. So I figured I would be nice and get that in for her because she wants to start driving it. The weather's getting nice. So anyway, so I got it out. I'm gonna go get some tools. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing in here. I don't have a camera person, so I'll try to put you down and we can try to go from there. But anyway, so I'm gonna go get a screwdriver. It's gonna be a Phillips, and I might have to drop the steering column down to get the cluster out. So we'll see. It's been a while since I had put this together, so hopefully I remember. I know the pad is held on by screws, and then there's screws that hold these pieces on. So I'm gonna go get my tools that I need, and we'll see if we can get this thing taken out. So, and also I wanted to show you guys this anyway because the before and all. And so yeah, so that's what it looks like. So I'll be back. Okay, so I have my gun here. I'm going to take it apart with this, but I'm not going to put it together because the screws don't need to be that tight and this has too much torque. So, and I have my handheld screwdriver here. So what I'm going to do is just take it apart, get the dash pad off of it. I just gotta be careful with this pad because I don't want it to break it because it's, yeah, brittle. Just gotta be careful with this spot right here because this is the only spot that's holding it. All right, let's see if we can get this out of here without destroying it. Don't want to break it. All right, just like that. So you don't want to see where it's cut right there for the clock. Yeah, just got to be careful with that. I'm gonna go out and move it out here somewhere. All right, I have to take my sweatshirt off. It's getting hot. Okay, so now what we gotta do? Yeah, see how ugly this looks? I tried painting it, but it didn't turn out very well. So there's some screws. Well, you can still take a picture of it. How? Alright, I had to wait for my wife to take pictures of it for the West Coast Classic Cougar guy, so she can do a review after everything gets put on. So I'm just going to take these one off by my screwdriver here. And I might, like I said, I might have to drop this steering column to get the cluster out. I don't know, I'm gonna see here. So this one here, so this one sits on top of this one. So this one usually comes out first. Okay. see, should be another one. All right, I think I got all the screws, so let's see here. Get this one off here. I'm not sure why. Dang it. It's been a while since I took this off. Huh? Not sure what's back here. If there is something back here. All right, I'm gonna put you guys off a minute so I can get this out, so I don't knock you guys over. All right, I finally got this piece out, this piece right here. So I totally forgot that threaded pieces here. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's 5 pieces, and you put this on, and on the back side are these big nuts here. These big nuts here go on here, and they just screw in and tighten it up. That part, and then the screws go in. So I got it all off. I got the dash cluster out of it. So I just pull it out and then plug the speedometer and those 2 plugs right there, and then it pulls out. So I didn't have to drop the steering column, so that was good. But anyway, I'm gonna get the new pieces and see if they fit and see if I need anything else. I do have to put the new lenses in the dash cluster, so I'll do that first before I put anything back in. So I'll get those pieces and we can get that put in. All right, I think on this, to get this off, there's screws. I think these little tiny screws here hold the cluster part onto the cluster here. That looks like it. So I'll go get my screw gun and we'll get those off. Right now I got it on my trunk here, just sitting on my sweatshirt. So I'll go get my gun and we'll take those off. All right, I'm gonna see if I can do this one-handed here. I'm gonna have to lose the screws. And like I said, I'm not going to be using my gun to put it back together because it's only plastic. Make sure I got all the screws. And the screws are all the same size, so they don't have to go in a certain spot. All right, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna set you guys down a second. Okay, whoever has a clock, original clock in theirs, this thing piece right here, it's to set the time. You have to take that off. It's just a little tiny flat screw, in there. You can kind of barely see it. And you just unscrew that and this just pops right off. So that's that. And then I don't know if you can see in the camera, but these lenses here, they're like spider cracked. whatever you want to call it, just they're webbed, you can't really see it very good, but yeah. So we're going to be changing that first. Actually, no, the new one has it already, so all you gotta do is just take it off. So I just got to use the screws to put the new ones in. So get rid of that, and then this just kind of sits in there. Other than that, just make sure that, you know, everything is, be sure they're all clean. So yeah, let me get the new one and get the lenses changed out. Okay, I just wanted to point this out. Right here where these screw in, where the screw in, be very careful, because like this one here, it's split, and then this one's all split. So, you know, this one's like really bad. So just be careful when you put the new screws in. Try not to over tighten, and you know, it'll split. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those screws and put in here and just test fit them to make sure they're not too big, because I don't know, somebody else could have put those screws in, so they might not be original. So I'm just going to test fit a screw to make sure that they don't split. So this is what this one looks like. Very nice. So, and then yeah, cause see how, so this one has a stud on it and this one doesn't, because it's all broke off. So let me get, I think I have to take, yeah, I think I got to take this piece off too and get it put on. I think it goes on this right here. So yeah, so let me get that taken off, and then I'll start putting the new stuff on. So this piece right here that I'm replacing, it is metal, and it only goes on there one way, and you have to slip it up underneath this plastic piece here, and then just take one of the original screws and then screw it in, but don't over tighten it. I think what it is it's just a reinforcement for the dash, so when you screw it into the dash, so that's what you got to do, but don't over tighten it, because it'll crack it. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I need to take the hardware out of this, the screws, and transfer them over to this one. And then so one of these is going to be for like the miles per hour, and the other one's for the other stuff. So, and then of course the clock. So let's get those taken out and get those transferred over here on this one. So when you take these off, there's going to be a little metal tin, whatever, that's going to go on the back side of it. So when you take the screws out, this will come off, and then the lens will come out. So just make sure you get these where they belong, and everything should fit. So these lenses only go on one way. There's a hole up there, and then there's two notches. The notch goes here and there, and then it'll line up with the hole, and then just drop it down over the top of that, and then just put the metal piece back on. Put this piece back on here, just like that, and then you put your 3 screws back in. So it's going to be the same on this side too. Alright, so this is what it looks like with all the lenses put in. When you put them in, try not to put fingerprints on them as you put them in, because they're probably hard to take off, especially on the actually on the back side where the metal thing goes around. So yeah, try not to put fingerprints on there, because you'll never get it off. So that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna clean up the cluster, tip it over, and get it put on and get this cleaned up, at least get some of the dirt and junks out of there. So, and I'll get that done. All the screws are put in to hold it, and then this is what it looks like on the outside. or the inside, whatever you want to call it, inside, outside. So yeah, that's all done. It didn't come with screws to screw it back together. So when you put it in, I'll have to get the other one out and show you. But when you put it in the dash, those big bolts or the big nuts that I showed you, they go on here. But these ones don't take the big nuts; they take regular nuts. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and get some nuts for it. And I don't know what these are for. It came with, these are like sticky on one side and Velcro on the other side. There's that one side and this one side, but I'm not sure. And these are the clips, so it clips on something and gets pushed into a hole, but I don't know if it's for like a different year or what. But I'm gonna have to do some research and see where those go before I put this back together. So I'm gonna run to the store and grab some nuts for these, and yeah, and that should be it for now, but I'll be right back. So I went to the store and got some new nuts. I don't know why this didn't come with new nuts, but if you guys go to the Cougar place, West Coast Classic Cougars, you might want to pick up some nuts, because I didn't realize these were not there. Even if you did get them online, just ask for them. And also, the old one here, these got screws that just get screwed in. The new one here, you got to get clips and put the clips in here. There's there's 4 clips that you have to use, or you have to get. So just mention that in case nobody knew, because I didn't know. And these little spots here, that's what these Velcros are for, in case you wanted to put Velcro on this and the back of this. I guess it helps to hold it a little better, but I might clean it up a little bit and maybe put the Velcro clips, or the Velcro on there. So just another, information if you wanted to do it or not. I don't know, but that's what these are for. And then on the other part here, they're on there so you can line them up. So you just put, that's what all these little spots are for. So just put them both on here, take the sticky part off, and then put your pad on there, and then screw your pad on. So yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the cluster and start putting it back in, and we'll just go from there. Okay, here's something I'm running into. This piece right here, it has no brackets for the top. So if you take a screw and you try to screw it into the dash, the screw just goes all the way through it. So it goes all the way through it. So I was looking at the old one here. I'm looking at this one. So this has these kind of brackets. Looks like somebody took hot glue and glued it to the back, but some of them aren't. So, because they're broke off. So I'm gonna ask West Coast Classic Cougar Don if we're supposed to take these off and glue them on the other one, because this one doesn't have it. You can see where it has the spot for them, but it doesn't have the brackets. So I don't know what to do. So I mean, I took this one off, and it goes in this hole here and up underneath, and screw it. You can screw it like that, but I don't know, because it just barely catches the lip in here. So I don't know. I don't know what to do, but I guess I'm just going to take them all off and try to get it to work. Maybe glue them like whoever did those other ones. So just a question out there for everybody who's ordered one of these on what they did. So I mean, it looks like it's going to stay on there, but like I said, it barely catches the lip here, because these little notches here are supposed to go up under. They go up into these little grooves here, but they're not quite long enough. So I don't know. I'll see what I can do, and then if I figure something out, I'll I'll let you guys know. So I was looking at this a little better. There are holes right here and right here. I'm thinking if I got my plastic welder out, I can put this where it goes, up here, right through that hole, and then make sure it's pushed all the way to the edge, and took my plastic welder and welded this tab down a little bit, and maybe threw some in this hole. That will try and hold it. I'm going to try that and see if that works, because there's holes in all these, and it don't take that much to push it down and try to weld it, because I can just stick it in those holes there. You can kind of barely see it on this side, but I think the pad will cover it. So I'm going to try that and see if that works. I'll let you guys know how that's going to work out. I'm going to go ahead and try this. So what I did is, that little nipple is sticking up. I just took my welder, plastic welder, and just kind of shrunk that piece of nipple down right there. Well, it's like put it on it and pressed it down until it was flat. So I mean, I think it'll work, because all it's doing is just holding this piece on, and then once I get it screwed in place, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But if it does, then I can just take it back off, because it's real easy to take off, and then fix it, use some hot glue on it or something. But I'm going to try this at the meantime, so we'll see if it works. So I'm going to go ahead and go put it back in and try it. All right, I got it all put in. Looks pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and right where these chrome things are, it's got Velcro. They go on it, so I'll just stick the Velcro to that, and then I'll get the dash pad, or actually the center pad, I guess what you want to call it, or whatever. I'll get that put on, and this thing should be good as gold. So I checked everything, all the lights, blinkers, make sure everything worked before I put it all back together, so I didn't have to take it apart. This piece here, we got another one on order, so this is the next piece that needs to go. So that should be here probably next week or whatever. When I get back, I can get that put on, and then I think everything should be done on this car. So yeah, so let me get that dash pad on, and we'll see what that looks like. Well, I got the dash pad in and got everything hooked up. I went ahead and made sure that the blinkers and everything worked before I just put everything back together, so I didn't have to take it apart. And it makes this interior look so much better with having it, you know, brand new. That yellow look was just not very good. So just to let you know, these are just magnets, they're not stickers. I don't know why my wife put these on here anyway, but it's from previous car shows, so I should just put those on there. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, and if you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will probably be seeing you guys on the next one. Hopefully I can get done in Hermiston and get back home and start on the Falcon again, so start getting some more videos out. So yeah, so I will see you guys later. Peace.